more successful. Very unfortunately, however, Twitch appeared to have some problems in recording, so we are. I've basically lost the first 2.5 months of gameplay, so we are starting right in, if I'm remembering correct, month 3 or even beginning of month number 4. Maybe a little bit of a recap of what happened so far, because I cannot show it to you, unfortunately, since the footage is lost. I started with a similar build. I went for laser weapons first, did the rush strategy of 4 satellites in the first month, including a workshop and a satellite uplink, which worked out quite well. The major difference that I afterwards proceeded to is, before I went for an officer training school, I went for a cyber lab and got myself a mech. So I used the destroy cover ability of the mech instead of the grenades, and I switched out the slot of the utility slot of each of my troops with some armor, respectively, with vests, in order to give them a little bit more HP. So I was not so unlucky again to receive some seeker damage, and therefore 10 to 15 days of medbay, because how the game works is, if you are only receiving the damage of your armor, it will not send you into the medbay. Only if the damage threshold during the mission exceeds your armor value, you will be sent to the medbay, or your soldier rather. So long story short, afterwards the game snowballed quite significantly into my direction with the new setup, the mech and the team. I was able to launch 3 further satellites in month number 2, and I think I already launched the 4 satellites in month number 3. So we are now nearing full coverage. We do have laser weapons and a SWAT team with carapace armor. I was fortunate enough to also complete the Prodigy missions. So both the initial Prodigy mission and then the train mission and Gangplank as the last mission went quite successful. So I have an exceedingly high amount of resources in the game, and we are now starting at a very promising mission, which is Newfoundland, one of my, if not the most interesting mission whatsoever. So very, very long introduction before we now move into the game. So the game, as you can see, is Ironman. The difficulty level is impossible. You will see that with the lots and lots of chrysalids that we are going to encounter. And instead of just running with my experienced SWAT of super experienced soldiers, I will run with a couple of rookies just to train them up. Reason for this is I would want to do a full, with the exception of the mech of course, a full psychic team, which I can then take into the last mission. I'm enjoying it really a lot. So without further ado, let's jump into Newfoundland. This is a super fun mission. As I said, I enjoyed very much. It is, however, scripted though, and I hope I can give you a little bit of advice left and right of how to approach the mission. Advice number 1, we are only going to have melee opponents within this map, so cover in most of the cases is completely useless. Secondly, usually you would want to keep the doors closed. Here it is exactly the opposite around. Any line of sight breaking object is basically going to reduce your chances in succeeding on this map. So what we are going to do is you will see me to blow away a lot of the cover, including also a lot of the potential cover for the sectoids, because we want to have clear line of sight on them, of course. Right, so the tactic here is quite straightforward. The first spawn is in this house. They already spawned. There are 2 zombies. There are always 2 zombies within the house. And what we are basically going to do is we are setting up our SWAT. As mentioned earlier, we are going to open the doors right away, just to make sure that we do have line of sight. Besides setting up the SWAT, also there's we do have a ghost grenade as a possible backup option in case things really go south. And I'm trying to trigger as less as possible, but also comment on what I'm going to do. So that is now a little bit metagaming. So we are going to kill both of these zombies. That's for sure. Really, no sweat within this activity. But I'm also going to do more than just that. I'm going to position my snipers, obviously, but I'm also going to use the collateral damage ability of my mech in order to kill off all of these sharks. Now this shark, for instance, is not going to be important during the mission, but once we run away and trigger, you will, if you haven't played the mission, you will see what I mean on the way back. This shark is providing some significant problems because you are running back, and there will be a spawn here, which is just trying to flank you during the time when you want to run back. So first things first, try to get rid of this. It's a super safe move, and you are not going to run into problems whatsoever. After this, we are going to go on Overwatch. The first zombie will appear right away and will try to run into us. That's just a pack of chrysalids. Usually they are not moving, so they will just retain there. But he nearly always, if not always, moves. Don't worry with standing there. He would have needed to spend a double move in order to get to you, which means you are safe. This is the second zombie. He was positioned in the main house. It is always advisable to take them outside here. So what we are going to do is we are extending our line of sight again, like I said. There's nothing in here, but for the later parts of the game it is worthwhile having line of sight shots. Zombies usually can be critted quite easily, so you will see 100% crit chance, so no need to take my headshot ability. Just go for the crit. Right. And as you can already see, he's quite injured. We are not having the stationary function so far, so I really want to reload with this guy. And I also want to feed my snipers a couple of kills, quite honestly. So what I'm going to do is I'll move him here. He's low on hit points. Just finishing it off to promote the snipers. Other than that, I wanted to reload. My bad. Anyways, we can still do it in the next turn. There's not much happening in the very beginning. Let's just, in order to be safe, either Overwatch or reload. We do have extended magazines. It's we have finished the Foundry project already, but I don't want to reload in the upcoming fights. It's really getting annoying. Right, so what we still want to do, optimally, we would want to position up here. So if you do have a grappling hook on your sniper, like or even Archangel armor, this building is supreme for marksman shooter with a SWAT sight. So that would definitely be advisable. I don't want to move the snipers just all too long, so I'm going to position them here, which is also fine for the purpose of what we are trying to do. Now, rule number 2 in this map is we do have no time limit, which means there is absolutely no reason whatsoever to do double moves or any dashes unnecessarily. That being said, I know that the next chrysalid pack will be behind here, so it is safe to move up at least this far, just to save a little bit of time. You can move your sniper up here and go into this barn, but it's not really necessary. Instead, I'm just positioning them before advancing, so they will stand here on the trunk of the car, and that's about it. Good. So with regards to my setup, it is really not necessarily representative of what I enjoy running. I'm just trying to level up new units, so we are having one of each class, a higher level support and assault to carry the rest, but we also have a heavy and 2 snipers plus the mech in order to do some of the work. Now, you don't want to advance too much here in order to not trigger the pack. Here is about, this is still a situation, a spot where you can advance, but you don't want to do more than that. Instead, what you really want to do is you want to move everyone up, so in the next turn you can start triggering them without the fear of having any issues or being in a bad position. So again, cover is not necessary. However, I do not want to run at that window because it could already trigger a pack. So you will see me also standing like in open ground, because we don't need cover. You're usually so used to go into cover, but it's really not needed and not necessary on this map. Instead of overwatching, because they don't want to advance, I'll just hunker down to speed it up a little bit. Now, if you run into trouble for whatever reason, keep in mind the sectoids can only jump on top of these roofs if they do have a tile which is free. So you could theoretically, if you do have parts of your units which are already having carapace armor or even melee damage reduction, you can position them on the one hand side, like in the middle here, and use the back side for your snipers and for the weaker targets. And therefore the chrysalids won't be able to reach them, and they just can take barely the outer fields here, which reduces the overall theoretical number of chrysalids that you need to fight to 3 if you take the high ground there.
Affirmative, Commander.
Still going to take single actions because I want to get a little bit better aiming angles. We'll also move my crew up front, so I do have a little bit better line of sight. As you can see, I'm always moving everyone before ending the turn. Snipers usually last, and afterwards we will go on Overwatch. Since I'm not sure we are getting close to the pack, this time I'm going to Overwatch with the pistols. Here we go. That's just one zombie though. So there will be definitely a pack of chrysalids, which is in this building behind here. Awesome! My SWAT is already very profound in aiming. We didn't even take down the zombie. I guess it's an elusive zombie, quite adept in dodging. Good. So in order to still have the option to go on Overwatch, my heavy will take care about it. Now, secondly, also just follow the idea of earlier. Every shark that you will see is a potential spawn on your way back. So if you destroy it now, there is simply no chrysalid going to join to come out of it later. There is no disadvantage in doing so. You do not have any time limit, so destroying them is very advisable. 6 people on Overwatch. There's the second zombie. I'm still waiting for the chrysalid packs. Good job, the guys are already reducing the cover, so there is going to be more line of sight. Good. So, short reloading with the guys that need it. The remainder of the guys will stay on Overwatch, and we will advance next round. Currently, we still have a limited number of aliens that are on this map. This will change as soon as we are approaching as soon as we are approaching the infested Vale a little bit later. So that's the first pack of chrysalids. Not very scary, to be quite honest. You can take them out rather easy. If your guys don't miss the 100%, the 90% shots, that is. 100, 100, 100. Good job, mate. First one down. So even if I would not miss them, let's cover a little bit the tactics for the chrysalids. Most of the guys on the playthrough that I had the pleasure to watch do a couple of critical errors when it comes to fighting chrysalids. They freak out and they immediately try to shoot and even use a lot of explosives, even if it's not necessary. So a couple of things. Chrysalids do maximum of 9 damage in melee combat. If you do have a melee decreasing shield, they shouldn't be any problem at all. Only if they kill you, they will spawn a zombie. So this mech unit, for instance, against one of the chrysalids could withstand a blow. That being said, the second thing that you should keep in mind is they can move up to 10 tiles before they attack, so 20 overall. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They could still attack here, but that is about it. They could then sometimes the movement is not 100% accurate. For instance, if you just move in a straight line, it would be 11 tiles. But you can take it, if you take 11 tiles, you are on the safe side. If you count the number of tiles, that will be a double movement. And they will just stand right next in front of you, and you will have another round of killing them. That is important to understand because usually your guys do have 12 fields of movement if they double move. So in case you are ever screwed and you just need to leave the map, with the mere exception of these flanks that are happening here, if they are just chasing you, they will never reach you and outright kill you because they can't attack you. They will simply double move as well. They could maybe try to surround you, which would majorly suck. But in essence, you can just double move and run away from them. It's like super easy to not get caught out. Obviously, what seems to be not so super easy is like hitting for my guys. Seems to be definitely not easy at all. Good job. And another rookie who takes a shot. Good. I don't want to take the 9 points of damage, so I'm going to illustrate what I just said. I'll just move back. So what's going to happen, I'm not even taking the risk, and I didn't want to do an explosive as well. So he's moving once, like where I said he was moving, like the 11 tiles, and that's about it. Now, this is what I think about them. Literally connecting, striking them. Good, and that's already a lot of background info, which should make the mission significantly easy, and you shouldn't have really problems on this map whatsoever. Right, so let's advance a little bit. What we are going to do next, or our next objective, is we're going to take the high ground here. There is going to be one more pack right behind here. This here is an infected shark, and as you can see, it contains one of the chrysalids. I'm not sure though if I could. No. That will just destroy the... So I could destroy it right away, and the chrysalid would even be destroyed. But that's not going to happen because I don't have line of sight. But what I do have, though, is an option to move up. Instead of like blindly dashing in there, let's take a coordinated approach. Move our SWAT there. Single moves all the way.
Yes, Commander.
Now I know that there is a certain chance of a pack being here, but it's that pack which could roam. But since this one is going to break out, usually in 90% of the time the pack will be here. So this is one with this background information. I will closely move my assault up here, just to scout ahead. Good, so it's clear. Notice how I am now not going to advance any further than his position. I don't want to trigger any packs. Don't want to trigger any packs whatsoever. Instead, I'm going to move up everyone, just to make sure we do have a good line of sight, even the heavy. Good. Here we go in the next round. Okay. I could theoretically destroy this one. This one, though. Let's try it. Good. So that should have taken care of the chrysalid that was about to spawn. Going to go into Overwatch. So, these were the three sharks. Like one's here, one's the one that is that's usually scripted is here. I don't know. There's even a fourth one. I misinterpreted this. The third one is here. The fourth one is over there. So let's use our SWAT to slowly advance. I don't want to trigger the pack over there right away. So I am just staying out of range. And just going to move up all of the guys. Plus I also definitely want to get rid of the third shark. Here we go. So that's the last shark that I was talking about.
Preparing to fire.
Good. Overwatch, Overwatch, Overwatch. Again Overwatch and Overwatch. At this position it is super unlikely that you're ever going to be ambushed. You never know though, but it would take a significant effort of the chrysalids to get you out of this position. It's just not going to happen. But what is going to happen though is I'm thinking about where and how to take my my positions. So I think I'll move up one of the snipers here. By the way, if you wonder why some of the weapons look different, I just fought an assault mission, stole their sniper and the heavy laser weapons, and I thought they look just a little bit better than the normal gear. So that's the reason why my guys are currently equipped in assault weapons. It's not the long war mod; it is just a different texture. Good. So we will reload. Full Overwatch. Good. And now we are going to trigger the last pack,
Into position.
just outside here. Oh, we didn't even trigger it. Interesting. Interesting.
That's affirmative.
Good. Let's just keep the overwatch. So the next mistake that I'm frequently seeing in Newfoundland maps is like there is the full SWAT is moving into the cargo ship. There's no need for this. Seriously, like there's really no need for this. Your SWAT can be here, literally firing at most of these guys, and that is about it. There only needs to be literally one member of you setting up the trigger and then just running with double
The
moves.
ship didn't just run aground. It looks like it was overrun. I'd say that's the likely source of our chrysalid problem. I guess we should just be thankful it wasn't a cruise liner.
Good, indeed. It would be pretty bad if it would have been a full cruise liner. Imagine the hundreds and hundreds of chrysalids. We would have a problem. So I'm moving my team up now. Keeping these snipers a little bit at bay. Just to have a little more aiming angles, like this guy is a little bit more over here and over here. There needs to be a last pack though, and I am willing to trigger them. They should be around here.
Hostile contact.
There we go. Chrysalids incoming. As always, strategically very smart. Just running for us. Good, so the snipers did a significant amount of damage. Now the heavy follows up. I guess he'll even kill all of them. There we go. And the assault needs a promotion as well. Now, the assault will be my backup guy in case we are in trouble. He still has a ghost grenade, which is invaluable if you're really getting swarmed. Like the ghost grenade is buying you one more time with your whole squad. So I'll just move them together, a ghost grenade, and hope that the situation improves. So from here on, there will be a regular spawn of zombies and afterwards chrysalids out of the whale. Which your guys on the outside, however, should definitely be able to take care of. So I'm not going to go into the heart of this tanker. It's not worth it. It's a big waste of time in my opinion. Instead, what I'm going to do is I will move up and start exploring and start going for the ship. I just leave everyone else on Overwatch.
I'm rolling.
With decent aiming angles. Should be fine here. And I am, in the next turn, going to move up the mech.
On my way.
And in case there is any trouble, I'll cover like from the entrance of the ship. See, I'm ignoring the guy because he will just advance. We will take him down anyways. Would be a waste now to just go there and kill him manually, and then you need to move back. There's no need for your SWAT to move at all. So the whole idea of this map is now, as soon as you start to move on top of the ship, you are going to trigger an event, and that event is going to spawn the chrysalids successively inside of the whale. There are 0 chrysalids so far, so we haven't triggered anything.
Commander.
I'd say we found the source of our infestation.
It's this whale, the source of the infestation.
If the chrysalids are using that whale as some sort of hive, who knows how many offspring they could produce?
And what we want to do is we want to have a good line of sight for our snipers in case one of the chrysalids jumps up here. Remember, they spawn the next round, so in the next round we will already trigger this event, and then we will be already on our way back before the whole show even starts.
New objective received.
Good. If you would move in there, you would see that there is an increasing number of spawns each round. They will start with a low amount, but then increase the numbers rather drastically per each turn. So he will just cover the deck and give me full vision. And the remainder of my team is going to stay in Overwatch and reload if necessary. Both of the snipers will be essential because their Overwatch shots will secure my guy. And here is the first chrysalid. It is not directly capable of moving, hence we are going to dash. It would not even be able to reach us if it would come upstairs. And we are going to trigger the event right away next round and start to move back. After the event is triggered, you do have 9 rounds to leave the whole place. Afterwards, it's pretty much going to blow up.
Damn it.
So there are the 2 snipers. They do quite a good job. Again, even if that guy would have survived, we would still have the next round. Here's the new spawn. After a couple of rounds, they will increase to 2 spawns each round, and then afterwards they will increase to 3 spawns each round. So the reason for taking the mech is I do have quite a significant movement rate with the mech. You can also take a sprinter support. That would have been the alternative option. As you have seen, the mech itself did not do anything during this turn. It basically stood there and just triggered the event. I'll move it as far as I can. The guy down there will not be able to follow up, and I'll slowly but surely am also going to move my support back, and then you will see we will just get the fuck out with the whole SWAT without even breaking a sweat. So everyone goes into Overwatch. The chrysalid is just about to approach us. Not going to happen though. And every chrysalid that spawns now will not be able to reach us anyway. So this guy could have moved up to here, then his movement turn would be over, so the maximum that he could have done was a double move to reach us, which wouldn't have caused any significant issues. What we are now going to do is we are going to move up rather substantially. We don't need the covering fire of her. Instead, we are going to move up to the team. And you will see that I am also going to follow up with the mech. The mech has some sick movement rate, mate.
En route to target.
And this is the part where destroying all of the sharks, which we did earlier, comes in rather handy, because there is not going to be any side spawn. In fact, there is not going to be any spawn whatsoever. We are slowly going to advance. We don't need the full Overwatch. A couple of guys are just enough. And to be consequent, we are going to double move every single move afterwards now. There is not going to be any chrysalid. So these guys yeah, they cause a little bit of headache if you were to stay there for a longer period. But we aren't clearly. Instead, what we are going to do is we move up. Keep in mind, I destroyed the shark over here earlier, which now no longer is going to pop anything. Instead, what we are going to do is we are going to finish this mission in a rather fast pace by moving up. Double moves all the way. Now they spawn at an increased rate, couldn't care less. I'm not going to move already into the extraction zone because I think I cannot reach it with everyone on this turn. Let's see our last guy. No, we can't reach it with everyone this turn. So I'm just going to move up to not get this annoying pop-up of whether I want to abort the mission. Of course I do not want to abort it. We are moving up with all of our units. Even a couple of them do not need to take double movements. See how I still got 6 turns left? Like literally, the scripting of this map, if once you know it, it is quite bad. The map is probably something which you consider. If you can kill the chrysalids, you can maybe even do it with four unequipped squaddies. I'm not sure. You need to kill 3 chrysalids once. But other than that, you can pretty much do it with any squad whatsoever. And that's about it. Newfoundland.
Not a single casualty. I'm certainly impressed by our soldiers' combat abilities.
Good. Let's take a look at our soldiers, shall we? So, with the mech, we'll take damage control next. The self-healing ability is very, very handy and even worthwhile in larger mechs. This is our squad side sniper. We do have already a lot of battle scanners, so I'm going to go with disabling shot because I want to capture a couple of aliens currently. Lightning reflexes is a no-brainer. And last but not least, we are going to take danger zone for more cover removal. That's exactly what Toby Griffin is for. Good. Panic reduction. Let's take a look at the standings. I was initially saying, so the difficulty is added options, I think, gameplay. I'm not sure where to look for the difficulty. No, that's certainly not it. It is impossible. Or it was always impossible. So it's impossible Ironman. The situation is month number 4. 0 countries lost so far. The only country which is still open is Germany. If we take a look at the base, we do have all of the satellite uplinks here. There's the last one to be built for the last satellite. With our officer training school, the alien containment, our power generators here. These all count as workshops, including the foundry, so I get quite a decent refund rate. We do have our gene labs, which we haven't used so far, at least not to the extent that we could. We instead got 2 max suits. We do have the psionic labs. Yeah, and that's about it. If we look at the soldiers, first thing that you will notice is 0 casualties so far, which I'm quite proud of. No one died, and we do have a couple of kernels which I'm not using, at least not at the moment. We are leveling up the other guys, and there are some squaddies which I think I will not take because their stats simply are not good enough. I'm playing with both not created equally and hidden potential activated, so there is of course a little bit of cherry picking, but it could also backfire. In my first missions I hit guys that were not even having the average aiming level. So that's it for the soldiers, really. As with the upgrades, Officer Training School, all of the upgrades already purchased. And in the Foundry we went for alien grenades, the improved pistols, ammo conservation, tactical rigging for 2 items, of course, increased armor for the mechs, and increased movement rate for the mechs. That's about it. Researching wise, we are currently at plasma rifles and plasma weapons in general. We have interrogated the muton, so we are going to abuse the additional research credits to super fast research them, and afterwards upgrade also our weapons. I will go for for plasma sniper rifles and heavy plasma next. We do have unfortunately not enough credits, but elsewise we would go for Titan armor because we just researched that prior to the plasma weapons. If you look at our gray market, we are still fine. We do have a lot of UFO parts which I'm saving for now, so I don't want to trade them for Titan armor because I know I need them later for increased aircraft and a couple of other things like the satellite nexus if I want to build one. Yeah, and that's about it. So that's the situation. We are not really through this month, and day 15 I'll go for the covered ops. Currently I think we just, if I remember correct, I just took down a cell, and as you can see we already did quite a sum of missions with the Exalt agents. So I'm at day 15 going to scan for a new cell, and that's about it. Let's continue.
Satellite uplink complete.
So we do have the improved arc thrower, which is very handy, and plasma rifle is soon going to be researched. There we go. So that allows us to manufacture plasma rifles, but I really prefer to catch them because they are rather pricey. Now we could go for new fighter craft, which is nice to go for upgraded air combat. And we could even go for the guided fusion launcher, which is supreme for heavies. Now we interrogate the Berserker real quick. Instantly received armor technology research credit earned. Thanks a lot. That will help us with the other armors, e.g. Ghost armor. But I want to go for the plasma sniper next, because I want to take the sniper as a carry to successively train the new guys in the squad, and also arm both of my snipers with the rifles. I think if I research heavy plasma though, I could also upgrade the weapon of my mech, so that will be priority, and afterwards the sniper. Good. Not 100% sure. Let's shortly look at our support. I had one plasma rifle and it was consumed in the researching process, so that's not going to happen. Good. Let's remember to do